Hello, hello, hello. Today's April 20th of the 33 days. Self care is our best defense challenge. Do, 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 do. And here we are, part of the Jedi forces, staying focused on us through this sheltering in place situation. And um, just finish up work here. And I yesterday I declared that I was going to focus more on movement and exercise, and I didn't do too bad. I could have done better. Certainly we can always do better, but in terms of like taking breaks between my telephone calls and taking breaks between using the computer after certain times, and just I was doing some arm movements and just some dancing and stuff, and I could have definitely listened to a song to lighten up the mood. It's just so easy to get into the focused mentality of just like get the next thing done, get the next thing done. What do I got to do next? What I got to do next? Well, we have to take care of our body first too. And getting into how I can actually like when I'm on a Zoom call with a patient, I actually might make some recommendations of what kinds of stretches if they have like some digestive issues, then like being wide, like stretching out the body, and then like doing some, those of you who are familiar with yoga, maybe some child's poses. So it's like big movements of stretching and then like the crushing into child's pose. That could be really helpful for the digestion. If you've been a little bit more sedentary, then lack of movement can actually slow down the digestive system, or it could increase gas or bloating. Yeah, I can talk about anything. There's no topic that would make me uncomfortable unless it makes me uncomfortable. um okay, so I did some more movement today as I committed to myself to do. And then also I'm watching the gray clouds accumulate here in my from the view of my living room. More gray clouds, less blue sky. It seems like the sky is going good night. um, but I want to work on the notion of like bringing more ease to the day actually is when you're more consistent and you have a schedule and you stick to it. So if you have more decisions that you have to make about any one thing, like what am I going to eat? You go to the refrigerator and you're like, oh, I'm going to eat that. Or, there's so many decisions. So apparently, somebody calculated that we make somewhere around 3,500 decisions per day. That's exhausting, right? So, should I, like in the morning, I might exhaust maybe 25. Like, should I get up now? 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 Those of you who procrastinate getting up in the morning, like moi. Um, So that's already like 50. And then should I wear this? Should I wear that? Should I wear this? Should I wear that? And then you're like, should I eat this? Should I eat that? Should I eat this? And then luckily some of our decisions are already made for us because we're sheltering in place. So I find that a lot of my patients are having reduced anxiety related to that. Like there's less decisions made going out. Like there's no commute. Oh, or like even the when you're driving somewhere, like people are in your way or they're not following the rules or whatever. That kind of stuff can increase stress, right? And so the more stress points, the more thoughts you make, that actually reduces ease, right? But if you already have a lot of decisions made for you, like putting your stuff, your outfits, deciding what you're going to wear, like one day a week, you just decide what you're going to wear, right? And then meal planning in advance, right? So I have a bunch of my food already prepared. I haven't posted my pictures on Facebook, but I probably should. In terms of yesterday, in 2 hours and 15 minutes, I made 9 full meals, a whole egg frittata. Um, I made some pumpkin muffins, which was supposed to be a little bit for fun. I just do that kind of thing once in a while because they're Having baked goods in the home is really challenging. It's hard to not eat too much of it. Luckily, they're not sweet and they're not like so tempting. But I froze about 3/4 of them. So now all of what I have left is frozen, which is nice. So then when I want to have a pumpkin muffin or two, because they're very short actually, they're like 3 bites. Um, I'll put 2 in the refrigerator to thaw, and then I can toast them um, in the toaster oven. So, how can we be more consistent? And one of the ways you could do that is by making a plan in advance. Because if you just, oh, I'll just grab a handful of nuts, maybe that's not going to do it. And then you're like, oh, I need another handful of nuts or whatever. So if you keep like making these spontaneous decisions, then that can be challenging to you, weight control wise, or increase your anxiety in terms of like making too many decisions, right? And so I encourage you to tell me in the comments section, what are you working on this week to become more consistent? And it doesn't matter if you're watching this. It's so awesome when the mouth doesn't work well. It doesn't matter if you're watching this live or if you're watching it in the future. Comment, tell me what you're working on to be more consistent. We got the toothbrush washing, right? We brush our teeth morning and evening, sometimes during the day, depending on the situation. And then there's only so many habits that you can attach to the brushing your teeth, right? Or you're gonna have like 20 things and you're like, I can't even get anything done because I have all these habits, right? And so, like, how can you move more often? How can you laugh more often? How can you build ease? Like, think about what that means to you. What does that feel like? What does ease feel like? What does ease bring to you? How can you bring ease to your life? And then, what foods help you feel better? And there's a sense of ease. There's some meals that like take forever to make, like you have to soak the beans overnight and then you cook the next day, you cook this thing you actually bake it in the oven, say like cassoulet, you bake it for like 2.5 to 3 hours or something like that. But then there's the preparation part too. So some things are a process and take forever to make. And so they're like once in a while recipes that you make like once in a while, like holidays or something like that, right? But then those holiday recipes, they add up too. And then there's too many of those special holiday recipes too often. Then somebody has a birthday, and all these things add up so quickly. So, how can you build more ease into your day? That's what I want to hear from you. And so, that's my overall umbrella theme this week specifically. I'm going to focus on it. Being more consistent is what brings me more ease. Being more consistent. So being more consistent with what I say I'm going to do, being more consistent with exercise, being more consistent with, I want to go through some stuff in my apartment, get more organized, doing that kind of stuff. But I'm not going to handle everything all at once because I'm going to explode, and exploding is not an option. Exploding is not an option. We're part of the Jedi forces here. So, okay, cool. That's a little bit about bringing ease to your life, right? Some grace and ease in a situation of sheltering in place where it may feel like there is no ease available, but we are actually in control of our response to this situation, and it is not going to take us down. I refuse. I protest. Okay. So Jedi forces unite. Let's village up, people. And I want to hear from you how you are going to bring ease to your day. That's it for me for this evening, or whenever you're watching this video. And I'll see you again tomorrow. Tomorrow's April 21st. And don't forget to use all your tools in April. Don't be a fool. Use all your tools this April.